All right. So I'm here with Rachel K, now L. You are Sparkle Priestess on Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. Where do you think you draw most of your inspiration from?
Nature.
Yeah.
And black magic.
Really?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay. Well, talk about that. That's interesting. Because I've never heard you say that.
No, most people don't hear me say that. Yeah, I think magic is interesting. And
Yeah.
So I grew up in the desert in a really sort of interesting and secluded environment, and we had a lot of I would say that my early upbringing was heavily influenced by spiritual magic.
Yeah.
My grandma used to hold seances in their house in California, and then my mother is an accomplished tarot card reader, and they both studied that sort of thing pretty extensively, so it was sort of a brain that I'm familiar with.
So you check out, things like tarot cards, things that are related to fantasy and magic, and then that influences the things you draw.
Yeah.
What are some of the pictures that have been most influenced by that? Just in general.
I think almost every picture I draw has some sort of influence, but I think the symbology is very private to me,
Right.
But I like to draw what I call dark priestesses a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that. So do you like to draw? I mean, you draw a lot of women. Why don't you draw that many men? Do you hate men?
Yes, they're assholes. No, I love men. Men are great.
So
I guess I thought I don't draw a lot of men because, I assume my artwork is more representational of myself and sort of autobiographical, and since I don't identify as a man, then it doesn't occur to me to draw men very often.
So do you think that was a conscious choice, or do you think that just emerged from your art?
Yeah, that just emerged. I don't think it's a conscious choice. I draw men occasionally. Usually I draw men that I like a lot, or that I consider to be my friends.
Yeah.
But not as often. It's more of if I make them a gift or something, I'll do a portrait of them.
Right.
As if random doodles that I do for myself are just, that work is all masturbation, right?
Yeah.
So it's just sort of my own stuff.
Right. So what are you working on right now? You're working on something.
In particular. Yeah, I guess I'd like to amass a collection of so I'm practicing with the Tombow markers right now, and they have a very marker-like but also watercolor-like effect, which I think is unique, and I like floral illustrations, so I would sort of like to collect a variety of different flowers with that technique, just to see how different flowers can be rendered, and then just have a nice collection of those to use. Usually I'll make things like that and then, scan them in and use them as digital elements for larger illustrations later, or designs or fabric designs and things like that.
Right.
Because
you work in a number of different mediums. I mean, I see you do a lot of watercolor work, but you also do a lot with fabric. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I like to sew a lot, and there's a great online fabric printing service, which, why would you not want to design your own fabric if you can? So I do a lot of self-designed fabrics. And I think it's really interesting and challenging to make seamless patterns, because there's a lot of planning involved in making a seamless pattern that's really smooth. I think that'll be my next project, designing some really nice seamless floral patterns for sewing.
Right.
Probably dresses.
Probably dresses?
Yeah.
Do you want to plug any of your work?
No.
Okay. I'll edit out that question. So you just got married?
Yes.
So how's that treating you?
Pretty good. So we got married in Reno, which is one of my favorite places because it's both rural and also extremely tacky, which I find charming.
It is tacky.
It's so tacky in the best possible way. You can get anything with rhinestones on it in Reno, and I can't even express how much I love rhinestones.
Yeah.
So we got married in Reno, and then we spent the rest of the trip there doing fun manual labor at my brother's house, driving a tractor and building a chicken run and things like that.
Yeah.
And then we came back home and proceeded to immediately get back to business.
Yeah, right. Have you had any art come out of the wedding-inspired art?
No. Wedding, to me, I don't know. It's more of a practical arrangement.
Okay, actually, that brings up a question. Okay, so how much would you say that the events in your life, whatever's going on in your life at the moment, influences the kind of work you make? Or do you feel like it's a completely separate process that's not influenced so much by external events?
I feel like professional design work is not at all
Right.
affected, but my own personal work is super affected.
So in what way?
Just my content, really. Like, if I'm feeling pretty happy and generally good about everything, I'll draw like some really nice bright flowers, and if I'm feeling like super angsty, then I'll draw a lot of like pretty dark,
Right,
you know,
right. So
solemn pictures.
so you would say your mood is reflected in your art. Do you ever use your art to change your mood?
No.
You just draw or represent whatever you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although I like looking at art to change my mood. Like, other people's art is nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to change. That's an interesting question. I guess it's difficult to change my own mood with art, but because I know what I'm feeling, you know.
Yeah.
But other people's artwork is something completely delightful. You don't know about it until you see it, and then you
Right.
feel much better.
Yeah, right, that's true. Yeah, I mean you don't always know what the artist is experiencing beyond the work. It could be something opposite, you know.
Oh, for sure. But that's just as intriguing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Vincent van Gogh is probably pretty fucking depressed most of the time, but his work is beautiful to look at and very vibrant.
Yeah. Okay, so how about a final question? What is your biggest fear?
Spiders.
Really?
No. My
Is
biggest fear is...
I wasn't gonna say this, but there's one. No, I'm just kidding.
I really don't like them. They're totally gross.
Spiders?
Ugh, I hate them.
What about just to make yourself more interesting? You say you say like
Sure, I don't need to give it more interest.
no. It's just that everybody. I'm afraid of spiders. Everybody's afraid of spiders. But
Some don't like them.
So what if your fear was getting like if
That's a really big airplane. Very distracting, actually.
What if your fear was getting thrown off a plane?
Heights are pretty sucky too. But I feel like I would rally in the moment.
Yeah. And what if there were snakes?
And snakes don't bother me.
Okay.
Enough.
So that's it.
Oh. Okay, thanks, Oliver.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ooh, I'm gonna interview the crap out of you now.
That was a bizarre interview.
I feel like